Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. First of all praise to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for giving us the strength and opportunity to successfully complete this article review. This assignment is one of the requirements for our coursework in the course Information Skill for Academic Purpose OBM101. Next, we would like to express our sincere gratitude to our parents for their continuous support and motivation throughout the completion of this assignment. Their encouragement, especially in terms of mental and emotional support, has helped us greatly. We would also like to thank our lecturer Sir Shamsul Anwar bin Haji Sulaiman for his clear explanation and constant supervision. His support ensured that we understood the assignment well, and without his guidance, this task would have been difficult to accomplish. Lastly, we would like to thank our friends for their advice and support in helping us improve this assignment. With their help, we were able to complete this task successfully. We hope that this article review fulfills all the necessary requirements. Thank you. Plagiarism. Definition and issue. Plagiarism is a serious form of research misconduct that violates academic and scientific norms. It occurs when someone uses another person's idea or words without giving proper acknowledgement. However, the concept of plagiarism is not always straightforward and can be complex to understand. Over the past 30 years, the U.S. federal government has refined and strengthened its policies related to research misconduct. In addition, research institutions and federal agencies have established clear procedures to handle and investigate plagiarism cases. Currently, preventive efforts focus on the use of plagiarism detection software and instructional strategies to educate individuals and reduce plagiarism. Plagiarism in digital era. Plagiarism concerns today reflect wider cultural anxiety in the digital age. The internet is often seen as the main reason for the increase in plagiarism, and plagiarism detecting services are commonly promoted as the main solution. However, writing and reading are naturally intertextual as they involve ideas and text from many sources. New media has increased access to text and changed how texts are connected to each other. Unacknowledged borrowing does not always make the text invalid, and plagiarism should not be seen only as an individual ethical problem. More effective solutions include constitutional policies and authentic teaching approaches. Plagiarism has become a major issue in academic institutions, especially because digital resources and online information are easily available. The ease of accessing and copying written materials has raised concern about academic honesty and originality among students. Plagiarism is now seen as a serious challenge that affects the credibility of academic work and learning environments. In higher education, it is closely related into academic integrity and ethical responsibility. Plagiarism can occur due to academic pressure, lack of knowledge about paper citation, and different understanding of what is acceptable in academic writing. Plagiarism is not always done intentionally and often happens because students lack academic skills and awareness. Therefore, addressing plagiarism should involve more than just punishment. More focus should be given to education, guidance, and clear institutional policies to encourage ethical writing practices. When students understand academic integrity, they are better able to produce original work and uphold ethical standards.
Hello, my name is Shafia Uzma, and in this section I will explain several key terms that are closely related to plagiarism and academic integrity. Understanding this term is important to avoid misunderstandings and unethical academic practices. First is concept of plagiarism. Plagiarism refers to the act of using another person's ideas, words, or written work and presenting them as one's own without proper acknowledgement or citation. The term originates from the Latin word plagiarius, which means a kidnapper, symbolizing the act of stealing another person's intellectual work. In an academic context, plagiarism is considered a serious offense because it violates honesty and intellectual ownership. Mispresentation refers to the act of providing inaccurate or misleading information about a person or matter, usually with the intention of gaining an advantage or deceiving others. In academic writing, mispresentation may occur when information is distorted, taken out of context, or presented in a way that misleads the reader. Credit. Credit refers to acknowledging the original sources whenever information is taken from someone else and is not considered common knowledge. For example, stating that water boils at 100 degrees Celsius does not require a citation because it is widely known. However, most academic information is not common knowledge, must be credited. Whether we quote directly or paraphrase someone else's ideas, proper acknowledgement is always required. When in doubt, it is safer to include citations. A citation is a reference that shows where information or ideas were obtained. It allows reader to trace the original source and helps maintain transparency and academic credibility. Citations are essential in academic writing as they support arguments and prevent plagiarism. Authorship. Authorship refers to the identity of the individual who created a written work or the act of writing itself. In academic settings, authorship establishes responsibility and ownership of ideas. Recognizing authorship is important because it ensures that credit is given to the rightful creator. Copying. Copying is the act of reproducing or duplicating material so that it closely resembles the original. In writing, copying becomes problematic when another person's ideas or words are reproduced without proper acknowledgement. This practice is considered unethical and falls under plagiarism. Self-plagiarism. Self-plagiarism occurs when a writer reuses or duplicates your own previously published work in a new document without clearly identifying the original sources. Although the work belongs to the writer, failing to acknowledge prior publication is still considered dishonest in academic writing. Originality. Originality refers to the quality of work that make it distinct from copies or derivative materials. An original work presents new or independently developed ideas. The concept of originality may differ across cultures. However, in academic and legal context, it is usually required independent creation and minimum level of creativity. Originality plays a crucial role in maintaining academic integrity and an intellectual value.
Plagiarism limits student learning because it stops them from developing important academic skill. When students copy information, they do not practice critical thinking or problem solving skill. Instead of analysis and understanding the topic, they focus on completing the assignment quickly. This also affects writing, research, paraphrasing, and rephrasing skill. Many students plagiarism because they lack of confidence or have weak language skill. However, research shows that with proper academic guidance, student understanding improves and plagiarism can be reduced. This proves that plagiarism prevents students from reaching their full academic potential. Besides that, plagiarism courses grades do not reflect students' real abilities. Although they may score well, the marks do not show true understanding or independent thinking. According to Howard, 2007, this limits students' long-term academic growth because they fail to build effective learning skills. In conclusion, plagiarism negatively affects student learning and intellectual development. By relying on copy words, students miss the opportunity to strengthen critical thinking, writing, and research skills, which are essential for academic success. Plagiarism destroys the quality of education because it makes academic assessment unreliable. When students submit plagiarism work, the grades they receive do not represent their true abilities or level of understanding. Instead of learning, students become more focused on getting high grades, which reduce the real value of education. Students become more focused on getting high grades, which reduce the real value of education. Plagiarism also makes it difficult for lecturers to assess students fairly. When copy work is submitted, educators cannot accurately evaluate student knowledge or skill. Over time, this can weaken academic standards and lower the overall quality of teaching and learning. It's said that plagiarism can damage the credibility of education institutions. It creates the impression that academic integrity is not taken seriously. According to Park and Anderson and Stignert, continuous plagiarism can reduce trust in academic qualification and affect how employers view grades. In the long run, students may struggle in future courses or careers because they lack proper knowledge and skill. In conclusion, plagiarism destroys the quality of education by weakening academic assessment, lowering institution credibility, and reducing the overall value of education.
Next, I will talk about destroy student reputation. According to Anderson and Stenick, 2011, plagiarism is a form of research misconduct and a serious violation of scientific and academic norms. It involves presenting another person's idea or words as one's own without proper acknowledgement. Because of this, plagiarism carries serious consequences for students. One major impact of plagiarism is the destruction of a student's reputation. Students who are found guilty of plagiarism may face severe academic penalties, such as suspension or expulsion from the university. In some cases, their academic records may show unethical behavior, which can prevent them from enrolling in other universities or colleges, as stated by Shamsul Anwar 2025. Besides academic punishments, plagiarism also causes moral and ethical damage. According to Part 2003, students who commit plagiarism are often labeled as thought thieves or intellectual shoplifters, which reflects a loss of personal integrity. Anderson and Stenick 2011 further described plagiarism as a personal affront to others' work, leading to a fall from grace. This damages student credibility and makes it difficult for them to regain the trust of lecturers, peers, or future employers. In conclusion, plagiarism have severe impacts on students because it not only damages their reputation but also affects their future academic and career opportunities. Therefore, higher education institutions must enforce strict penalty systems to control plagiarism. These penalties serve as deterrents and help instill respect for intellectual property. Next, damage to institutional image. Plagiarism is considered a serious form of academic misconduct because it threatens the integrity and dignity of institutions of higher learning. When plagiarism occurs, it reflects a failure to uphold proper academic ethics and authentic scholarly practices. According to Keynes 2020, plagiarism can significantly harm the reputation of an institution. Universities or colleges that are frequently associated with plagiarism may be viewed as lacking strong academic standards and integrity. This negative perception can weaken public trust in the institution. In addition, plagiarism affects the status an institution hold within its community. Part 2003 explained that institutions known for academic dishonesty often lose legitimacy as people begin to question the quality of their academic standards. Anderson and Stenick 2011 further argue that plagiarism creates a history of academic cheating, which lowers an institution's standing among other universities and academic partners. As a result, such institutions may struggle to attract new students, staff, or research collaborations. In conclusion, plagiarism has serious negative effects on the image and reputation of institutions of higher learning. Therefore, institutions must treat plagiarism seriously and actively promote academic integrity to maintain confidence in the quality of education they provide. That's all. Thank you.
In conclusion, plagiarism gives a negative effect to a student in many aspects. such as it will prevent them from thinking critically and creatively in producing their own ideas. It is because students always refer to others' words and fail to gain their own knowledge. Besides that, plagiarism can also destroy student reputation because it is involved in a violation of academic ethics. Damaged reputation can give a long-term effect on education opportunities. In addition, marks they receive cannot consider as their own hard work because it merely copy from others' work. Therefore, students must avoid plagiarism by practicing academic integrity, such as using proper reference and producing original assignment to ensure quality and to build more secure future. That's all from me. Here are 5 citations that we use to complete this assignment.